This quote by the former British Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli, which was that action may not always bring us happiness, but there is no happiness without action. And just this idea of that it creates is that, hey, look, I can always do something to improve my solution or my situation. It's always on me to find that solution.
Barton Scott, welcome to the Thrive State podcast, brother.
Great to be on with you, brother. We've been looking forward to this for a while.
Yeah, ever so often you meet someone, and a lot of these podcast interviews, I don't get to know them, but we've spent, several conferences, getting to know each other. Your energy and the purpose of your work is just so profound and grounded. And I just really, truly appreciate you being a brother, man.
Same here. So it's such a beautiful compliment. Thank you. And yeah, same. If anyone has ever been around you, I think they notice this sort of infectious optimism, this joy for living that you have. And I don't know if it's just because of what you've seen as a doctor or other life experiences, some of which we definitely talked about one-on-one, but whatever it is, it's great, and the world needs more of that.
Well, I appreciate you. There's a part of my show that the people are familiar with, and I can't wait to give you this prize, because anybody that wins this part of the game show in the Thrive State podcast gets a healthy meal on me. So it's 5 quick questions, game show style, 1,000 points each. So I'm going to ask you, Barton, are you ready to play the Fight or Thrive?
Let's do it.
Question number 1. What was your favorite childhood memory?
And probably building tree houses. Yeah.
Question number 2. Of all the things that you have to go through being a CEO of a beautiful company, Upgraded Formulas, and I can't wait to dive into that. And thank you for sponsoring the Thrive State Summit. What is one of your favorite ways of getting grounded and centered during a stressful day?
Hands down, the number one thing that I rely on is meditation. I do a specific form called transcendental meditation, which if you've tried meditation and you haven't found your path in it, it's sort of like exercising and not finding your path yet. And someone's like, I don't like exercising because they've only ever tried swimming or something, or they only ever tried running. But then they try some other thing and they realize, oh, I love it, tennis or weightlifting or whatever it is. Transcendental meditation was that for me. And because it's mantra-based, I find it's so much more effective and also easier. And I could talk for a long time about it. So that's, and just like, I noticed that people that I really admired, one thing they had in common, a lot of them, was they had done this specific form where they had gone and learned. So that's what I did, and it's been really profound.
Oh, beautiful. We'll talk about that. Grab maybe some resources for people. 2,000 points thus far, doing pretty good. Number 3 is what one quote, book, phrase, thought leader, insight entered your life, and when it did, it just opened up your mind and completely caused a pivot in how you approach life, your career, relationships, or whatever. Can you?
I think the quote around 2015 or so, which was right around the time I started the company, was this quote by the former British Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli, which was that happiness may not always bring, or action may not always bring us happiness, but there is no happiness without action. And just this idea of that it creates is that, hey, look, I can always do something to improve my solution, or my situation. It's always on me to find that solution. So yeah, being sort of the opposite of victim mindset, it's just being very, very proactive. What can I do before it's not only, or just how do I improve anything? Yeah.
Beautiful. Question
one of many. I don't know. I mean, I spent a long time, and something like 600 books later, from my 20s till now, in my mid to late 30s. So, yeah. But that one continually comes up and always has. Yeah.
Beautiful. It involves a active intention to maybe kind of look into your inner state and allow yourself to do something about it. Question number 4, and I don't know if you're a singer, but I do know you get down because I've seen you at Mind Valley and all these different events that you're at. You're a styling guy, and I know you get down and you dance. But if I were to hand you a mic in front of 100,000 people and ask you to sing a karaoke song, which song would that be?
It would be a Frank Sinatra song, actually.
Ooh, dude, we need to do a duet. I love Frank Sinatra.
Yes, we do. I love this question. This is so great. So, a funny story on this is I was in a biohacking facility and a friend of mine owns when I lived in Austin, and this woman who I'd never met but was really lovely that worked there came in and she just said, "Hey, I was in the other room and I just had to tell you that, I used to train singers and I don't know if you know this, but your voice, you have so much power in your voice." And I thought, wow, this is really confirming. Thank you. And then she didn't just stop there. She said, I'm retired now, but I used to coach some really well-known people, some famous celebrities that are singers, and I would love to just give you a few sessions. I would, and so we did that. I told her, "Hey, I'll pay you, but that's really great. Yeah, you have my ear." And she said, "Look, within like a couple sessions, we'll have you covering, so why don't you give me a song or two that you feel like you can do and we'll refine it." So I knew I could hit certain notes with that song. And then sure enough, within 3 sessions in the studio, she said, "Okay, you're ready. Let's go do karaoke." And I've done karaoke one time before that, done a lot of public speaking, like,
wow,
just like you all around the world. But singing was just a totally different thing, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, sure enough, it was quite the sort of new rite of passage to like really do that and to do it well. And then to be like really calm with it. It's a different level. And then where it goes from here, I don't know. But there'll probably be some.
Well, what is the name of the song, my friend?
Yeah, the song is "Fly Me to the Moon."
I was going to say the same. I was just speaking at the Fontainebleau, Miami, and if you've ever been to that hotel, there's a whole passageway which is just a tribute to Frank Sinatra. So beautiful. 4,000 points. Will you win the free meal on me? Comes down to this question is, what are you most proud?
Wow, that's a great question. That I have it in my nature, or at least seem to have it in my nature, to just constantly look for ways to care for people. If I know something and I know someone needs it, or I think they might need it, I just keep a running list in my head of things that people are struggling with without trying. And every so often, whether it's been a week, a day, a year, I'll send them a podcast that I listened to or a book that I read, or I learned something from a conversation or a mastermind or through research of something, a PubMed article, whatever it is. And I'll share it with them, or I'll make an intro or something like that. So I think just always looking out for people. It's something that I feel like it gives me a lot of joy. Yeah.
And I can sense that because every text message I get from you just feels like it's coming from the heart, coming from the soul. And thank you for recognizing that's what you do for people, because it really it's a really common feeling to know that out there in the world, there are people that just got your back. And so thank you for being that.
Man, so kind. Thank you. I've never I had to really pause on that and think about it. But yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
That opportunity to think deeply on that, since that's a gift.
5,000 points, which means you win the 5 to Thrive, which means next time we meet, meals on me. Now, go ahead.
Well, I would love to ask you the same question if I can. Yeah. I wonder how you see yourself in that way.
Thank you. Thanks for that question. What am I most proud? I'm most proud of being able to create an awareness of my constant evolution. There's versions of myself that never felt like I was accepted, or that I belonged, or that I was enough. And those thoughts that go through my mind, even still on a daily basis, that brings me into states of stress, into states of reaction. I am proud to be able to sit with those emotions now, recognize why I have them, and then be able to choose a version of myself that I know is deeper within, that is already safe, loved, and connected, and gets to show up newly every single day. And so certainly far from perfect, but the ability to be able to just see those things and step into a version of myself that is just not from an egoic space, but from a place of just true self-love and continuously stepping into that space is something that I'm pretty proud of.
Yeah, I see that with you. If anyone's ever seen a clip that you showed me of dancing, I mean, full on dancing in costume on the Mind Valley stage a few years ago, then no one would think like, I don't know if this guy is like really pushing himself to evolve. They would go like, yeah, this is goals, goals.
Well, I appreciate you, brother. Before, we're going to mention this at the end, but I mean, for any of you guys who are just tapping in, make sure you check out Upgraded Formulas. This is a guy, you could just tell from the 5 to Thrive, just the true centered energy and purpose in which he serves the world. And this goes to the mission of why he created Upgraded Formulas. So make sure you check that out. You get a special discount by listening to Thrive Say. We got a special discount code in there. So check that out.